Hello. Hello, Mr. Drew. How are you? We're waiting for the internets. We're waiting for YouTube to let us stream. To give us permission. To give us special permission to stream. Hey ya, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're well. And cowbell to you, sir. And cowbell to you. Good afternoon. Okay. I think we are here. We are now in here. I'm really excited today because I picked some wild garlic. I got some wild garlic. This is Missouri garlic. This is totally wild, and it's it's very cool. It's this is typically have about in those bulbs. So these are actually bulbils at the top. So one of these would be a genetically identical clone of the parent plant, and then the actual cloves are down there. That would be what you plant those to propagate, and you would plant the bulbils to have a two-year generation, right? So if you plant a bulbil, you get year one, you'll get a single bulb, and then year two you would get your full bulb with multiple cloves after you replant them. Or if you plant a clove down here, if you plant that, then you're gonna get an entire bulb off of each one of those. These are wild, and so they've been propagated. They've been propagated organically. I don't mean that like the sales term. I mean like by the law. They've been propagated, and so they're very interesting because they have most of them have 4 cloves. Most of the garlic that you buy in the store is going to be what we call a soft neck, and it'll be either a artichoke or a silver skin. Most of it, generally, you're going to have a silver skin is what you're going to find in the store, in the grocery store. Hardneck varieties, you have like eight broad types of garlic that are hardneck. Within them, they have hundreds and hundreds of types with different characteristics. This stuff is like super hot. Like fucking, you put it in your mouth and it fucking like burns your tongue. It's fantastic. I love it. I'll just pull cloves off and eat them raw. So at this point in time, the MSM apparatus has begun associating China with the George Floyd protests. And so it should be noted that this is everywhere. This is not something that's limited to, this is not a limitation of like Fox News or something. In the thumbnail for this, I put a Fox News coverage right up front because I want people to see that are Fox News watchers that don't understand what's going on. I want them to be like pulled into this and understand that you have no news. Like there is no news. And the people covering this range from CNN actually dropped it first, right? Even though it's Ray, and then you have like the partisan identity teams in the false paradigm. I actually first saw it it's articles, New York Times, it's fucking everywhere, okay? And so this is the part where the world government has the King's Press publish things that are so obviously not possibly true that it confounds all people with sight to struggle to understand how you people are not burning these places to the ground. Because obviously China is not behind the fucking George Floyd protests. I mean, I don't know if I have to explain that, but yeah, I'm not going to. If you actually think that China is behind the George Floyd protests, then I would, I don't know, I think you should spend as much time with your family now as you can. I'll say that. China is obviously not behind George Floyd protests. Obviously. And they are obviously completely fucking orchestrated. So at this point you have all of your fucking MSM that I've been trying to tell you people is the fucking King's Press for like going out here on planning. I love it. I love fucking blazing trails for you guys and being a fucking pariah. I'm happy to do it. I'm honored to do it. But for the people that are like, you know, laughing at me and shit, like you got to turn your little you're not gonna be laughing for very long, because this means that we're also a step closer. And so like you're gonna be starting to feel sick to your stomach here in a little bit. Obviously, at this point, it is deducible in logic, unless you just completely don't have a concept of logic recognition. You want to break with that and just have a rationality as your chain of logic. Obviously, if the MSM is claiming that there's like influence that is like promoting the Black Lives Matter protests, the same paradigm that you suck off all the time. It is now acceptable that the George Floyd protests are fucking synthetic. Okay? So it's under your bullshit, you know, fake slave paradigm. It is now acceptable. Okay? So now you can go ahead and make your Facebook posts and tell people that it's fake, and then you can say it's China. It's not China. It's your ruler that you love to serve, because you're a pawn of evil, and you're going to figure that out here in a little bit if you don't change your ways. And that probably offends a lot of people that would watch this. And you should understand that, like, I love you. Even you people that are my enemy, I love you. Okay? With new eyes. While you still can. We all should. And so you're you know, what is going to happen, you know, you're at the beginning phase you're in the beginning phase of the world government apparatus solidifying the preliminary steps of getting you engaged and locked in to your World War III with China. Okay? Now, I've made a lot of predictions, and I'm not making them to, like, so you're impressed with me or something, because I have no ability whatsoever. I have no creativity. I have no foresight. I have no nothing. I possess nothing. I'm a fucking ghost walking around this motherfucker, waiting to fucking be released and go away. Okay? Now, you are going to go to war with China. It's going to be very bad. There's going to be another war that is going to come out of this, and it is going to make World War III look like a Girl Scout camp. Okay? And you don't have any choice whether or not this happens or not. It is going to happen. And you can choose which side of it you're on. And I hope that you look into your heart and you choose the side of goodness. Not because you're gonna win or something like that, because nobody's going to win here. This is going to be a lesson of extreme humility for all of us. And things will not be the same. If you side with the side that seems like it has power and money, that has many faces and many flags and many uniforms and many tongues, then that's your choice. But I promise you that you'll live to regret it. I promise. The way that you're going to ultimately fight the war, the real war, is with love. You're going to fight it. That does not mean that people will not be dying, or there won't be violence, because there will. But that your perspective, if it's flooded with revenge and violence, it's going to swallow you up. And it's the wrong way to see this. So if your perspective is that way, I'm pleading with you to try to take some time to think and to find a place, however you can, with whatever you believe in, to find love in your heart for people and for humanity, for the goodness of humanity. And that's the only prep that you need. Like you want to know how to prep? That's how you prep. You fill your heart with love and goodness. When you think about what you're going to be able to do on Earth in this time that's coming up, about who you want to really be, who you are. That's what you should think about, and that's what you should. That's what you should perform on the world, is whatever that is, whatever you are. Now they're going to be happening, that are going to be taking place all at the same time, and it is going to be very confusing. If you view this situation of what's about to unfold in the coming days, if you view it with the traditional lens of the eyes of the nation states, where you're looking at flags and within it that are on both sides of the actual war, you begin to see things in a new way. And if you're if you're a fighter, and if you do not recognize this and you see only a uniform or a flag or a nation state, you could make some serious errors. Hopefully this will, at some point, hopefully you hear this even if you don't understand, and you'll keep it in the back of your head. And then at a later time, you'll be able to recall it, and you'll have an understanding of what I'm saying to you. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I love you and I want to help you. And that's it. That's the only reason. I don't want anything from you. I want nothing from you. I want you to love and to live and to somehow be on the other side of this, so that humanity can be as it is. All right? I love you guys. Have a good day.